Hello, Sacred Souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is to finish off cutting off ties of some extremely persistent, narcissistic, psychopathic, devil type energies, entities, and or people. And for that, I have a little story of what just happened. So basically, I've had a psychopath who couldn't take no for an answer 11 years ago stalk me through the spirit world for the past 11 years. And what I didn't realize until about a year and a half ago, was that he tried to destroy my life with black magic in all aspects for this whole time, because I didn't want to give him my Facebook information 11 years ago because he was casually seeing a friend of mine. So that shows you how insanely obsessive some of these energies, entities, and people can be. And I cut him off a year ago, blocked him across all social media, and yesterday, out of the blue, he called me up from a different number, and he said, "Hi, it's," and then the name, right? I'm not going to say that here. And then I said, "What the F are you doing calling me? Do not ever call me again. Do you understand?" And he said, "Perfectly." And I said, "You're the devil." And then we both hung up, like no goodbye or whatever. So I'm pretty sure this is finally all done. But we're going to do a ceremony for that to finish closing off anything that may still be there. Also, oh yeah, and that happened after I had done the ceremony to accept my soul mission. And that night I had a dream that I needed to sign it, and I was doing some stuff in the daytime, and then I finally sat down and started writing it down. And as I was in the middle of writing down basically that soul contract to accept the soul mission, to step up as the healer that I know I'm supposed to be in this lifetime, right? That's when he called. And it was before I actually signed it. So it was basically the last moment before the commitment was made official between me and the spirit world, right? Between me and the divine creator, soul and source energy, and so on, right? Whatever resonates with you there. So that was very telling. And that's why I believe, because now I finished signing that and so on. And if I get a chance, I'll also do a little ceremony and video on the actual thing with the paper and the signing for you guys. But if I don't, then please just go back to the video that has it verbally, and you can actually read it because I had written it out, just nothing with a signature. And then just write it out for yourself and sign it at the bottom, and that kind of makes it official then between you and the spirit world and your spirit guides, the creator, and so on, right? So yeah, that's why I'm quite certain it's done. But just for anyone who is not quite at that step yet, the ceremony shall help you get to that point of fully closing off that toxic timeline. And in my case, that also goes back to ancient times where that individual, or like his soul in that past reincarnation or incarnation, massively betrayed me and caused my death and lied and manipulated his way out of it. And basically, like, I think for a lot of you as well, if you have those kind of obsessive and devil type energies. I believe there's usually like a really ancient soul tie that needs to be cut, and it may take several ceremonies. I mean, I've been working on this for a year and a half to 2 years almost. Yeah, like 2 years or so, maybe even longer. I kind of lost track. But since I first became aware of the first little bits, and then a year and a half ago, I started a year to a year and a half ago, I started to fully realize like the extent of that toxic connection and whatever, right? So, and for those of you who are at the same point as me, or maybe even a little further ahead, the ceremony shall just reinforce the complete finishing of that toxic karmic soul contract that existed with that narcissistic individual entity, with those energies, etc., right? So I'm going to quickly talk you through what I did here and how it came to me today. So I found some wood today that I picked up, and basically it was some branches, and that's a little hard to see here now, but there are some thorns. Can you see? So I kind of like felt those, and they had these kind of bean pot type looking seed things on them as well. And actually, let me put this one down there as well. And they were rattling in the car when I was driving. So, and then in the end, I was getting a sense that this is not like the good kind of rattling from a ceremony, but a little bit more ominous, right? So, I basically then also bought some candles at the dollar store, and this one actually has Jesus on it, see? And as I parked my car and I got ready to do the ceremony, I knew that the thorns were important, and the candle fell right out when I opened the car door, because I had the stuff on the back seat, right? So I knew that was important, and then as I put it down here, I understood the connection. So basically, just like Jesus ascended, like basically we're ascending like Jesus did, right? So he had a crown of thorns, but not exactly like a crown, but these thorns shall represent the suffering, the evil, the hardships that the dark put in our way to basically hinder our ascension. And the rattling of those like bean type pods shall represent the false light ceremonies, because that individual was also connected to a ceremony where I was basically like where they tried to sacrifice me. He wasn't physically there, but he was supposed to be there, and I found out that he was nearby. And anyhow, it all sort of came out afterwards, but I know that he did another ceremony, and I think with at least one other person, maybe several. And after that, my life turned into an insane shitstorm, excuse my language. And I barely made it through my days, and I followed all the guidance from like my spirit guides, and I had other energy healers help me through some of the worst, and I managed to like close that, but that took months to like get out of that again. So those are for the false light ceremonies and spirituality. And there are actually a lot of people I've discovered, like even on YouTube, I've had some healing treatments, and it turned out that those people were narcissistic, and one of them also tried to sacrifice me for his own gain too. You know, take my light and my power for his own ascension, so or for like his own benefit. So There's some crazy stuff out there. But it all teaches us what is even possible. Like, I didn't even realize all this stuff was possible until it happened, right? So, and then I got online and I started researching all this stuff. So, anyhow, to make a long story short, so false light and the suffering and the hurdles and hardships that the dark put in our way so that we don't ascend, or they're trying to stop it or slow it down. And then here I have the ceremonial scissors again and a roll of toilet paper to close any remaining portals. Here I have actually gift ribbons that I'm going to cut instead of the regular cord cutting. One is black for like the dark and evil stuff, and the yellow one for the vicious, evil, vile, spiteful, jealous hate. That those very lost people are projecting onto us. So basically, all the hurt and hate in their hearts is what they're projecting onto us. And instead of trying to, let's say if they look at us and they see our light and our happiness, instead of trying to reach that within themselves, they want to take it for themselves and destroy it within us, right? So that's the sickness that we've been dealing with. So this one shall be that sick individual, and I put the arms up to kind of, show that they're trying to stop it. And the Jesus candle shall represent us having the light, being in the light, and ascending like Jesus, right? Or Yeshua Sananda. And I put the snake in between there because the snake, pretty much like the devil energy, right, is that lying, deceitful, manipulative, narcissistic stuff to mess with people and to gain power, and basically all the dark stuff that we want to leave behind when we're starting the new world, when we're ascending and we want to create new communities, right? So that's that. And then I just saw this splinter and I thought of this Bible quote. And I'm not super Bible solid. I just double checked it again to make sure that I got it right. Something about seeing the splinter in the eye of the other, but not the beam of wood in someone's own eye, right? And that's exactly the case with those kind of people. It's like they don't see how toxic they themselves are, right? They just project all their stuff onto us. So that's that. But like in my case, I'm certain that this is now, or that it was the last time that he attempted anything. So here, this paper towel roll shall represent the tunnel, like the long dark tunnel that we go through when we go through these hardships. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I also found this today, which shall represent a party and happy and good times ahead, right? So, all right, let's get started. Dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, and our ancestors that are in the light, as well as the ancestors of the peoples of this land here that are in the light, and Great Spirit of the fire. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings and prayers and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Please cleanse and renew all of our energies and remove anything dark, toxic, and evil and low vibrational, and flood us with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protections to get started. And let us now put into the fire all the hardships, all the suffering, all the obstacles that we had to go through, that the dark put in our way. Please fully and completely remove them from our lives, and let easier times be ahead from now on. And let all the false light energies, entities, and beings and people be fully and completely removed from our lives. Let us see through their nonsense right away and just not even engage with them. Just walk away and, go our separate ways. Hopefully peacefully, without them getting obsessive like in my example. Sorry, I'm getting totally stuffed up again, which I've also noticed is a lot of those kind of energies. I mean, a little bit is the fire too, but right now it's like really in my eyes too. So it's like some of those energies are still around, but I'm also still dealing with other individuals. So basically, like for me, it's one down and several more to go. Excuse my nose. All right. So, actually, let me put the splinter in first. Let any and all of those toxic energies, entities, beings, and people who don't see the wooden beam in their own eyes, let all those people be removed from our lives by putting the splinter into the fire. And let any and all dark and toxic, jealous, hateful cords, bonds, soul bindings, vows, soul contracts, shackles, chains, leashes, and any and all other karmic connections, bonds, debts, contracts, vows, and any other connection that these dark, toxic ones have had with us shall now and forever be cut, severed, and finished. Oh, let me change hands again. Sorry, one sec. Throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other lifetime and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And so it is. So all these toxic people shall now and forever be fully and completely removed from us. And, oh yeah, I forgot to explain that. I use the gift ribbons also because they feel like they're a gift to the world, where they have the right to take from us and everybody owes them and they're entitled. So yeah, that was another aspect that I forgot to explain earlier. All right, and any and all of those dark, toxic, evil, manipulative, narcissistic, snake, devil-type energies shall now and forever be finished by, hold on, let me switch hands again, by snapping the neck of this snake. I didn't bring the axe. I didn't think I would do this today. Sorry. One sec. Let me grab it right. Okay. And here we go. It's snapped. Gotta get the... Yeah, here we go. Here's the snake head. The head of the snake is off and finished. All these evil... Whoops. Evil snakes shall be removed from our lives now and for all eternity, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And so it is, all my relations. And any and all portals and gateways that have allowed them access to us from past and present lifetimes, from any and all connections or anything else shall now and forever be closed, severed, and finished, and that as well shall be applied throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And we're coming out of the dark tunnel, and happy times are ahead. It is time for a celebration. We have won, we have victory, and they are finished, banished, and evicted from our lives. We revoke any and all consent for them to access us and our energy fields ever again. And so it is. And again, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And so it is. All my relations. All right, now this candle I'm going to let burn down at home. I'm not going to put this on the fire, but so while this candle is burning down, for some of us or for some of you, we'll see how that goes. I won't know yet how it affects me, but it will basically just finish the energies of the ceremony while it still burns down. And if there are any other healings that need to come out, there might be some purging happening, you know, that the body's getting rid of some of these toxins. Like with some of the recent ceremonies that happened, that, you know, I was purging out some stuff in the washroom, right? So, sorry, I won't get any more graphic. Yeah, so that could happen, right? So just basically go with the flow and listen to your body, and especially try to drink a lot of water or fluids if you can. But your body's going to tell you what you need to do, and if you need to rest or if you need to move and whatever, right? So for most of you, you know the spiel, and you know it's pretty much the same with all the energy healings. All right, so let us wrap it up and bring in more love and light at the end. I'm feeling called to, okay, so picture yourself grabbing all the dark energies from your core, kind of like roughly where the heart chakra is, like in the middle of your chest, kind of, roughly, and start pulling it out. Let's put any and all remaining energetic darkness from these ones that we just put in the fire. Let's pull all of that out and put it into the fire to be transmuted and healed and transmuted into love and light and released. We bless all those dark ones, those lost souls, those really toxic ones that have a dark heart that is so void of love that it can only feel hate. We bless them with love and release them from our lives.